Introduction.
We have already discussed kingdom Monera, Protista and Fungi. Now we'll study rest of the kingdoms. Yes, they are Plantae and Animalia. We'll also discuss viruses, viroids and lichens.
Objectives. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to know the characters of kingdom Plantae, understand the characters of kingdom Animalia, know the structure and characters of viruses, understand the characters of viroids, know the structure, characters and functions of lichens. Kingdom Plantae. Plants are living organisms belonging to the kingdom Plantae. The plant cells have eukaryotic structure with prominent chloroplasts and cell wall mainly made of cellulose. Plantae includes algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. They include familiar organisms such as trees, herbs, bushes, grasses, vines, ferns, mosses, and green algae. The scientific study of plants is known as botany. Till now, about 287,655 species had been identified, of which 258,650 are flowering and 18,000 are bryophytes. Green plants, sometimes called Viroids Plantae, obtain most of their energy from sunlight via a process called photosynthesis. A few members are partially heterotrophic, such as the insectivorous plants or parasites. Bladderwort and Venus flytrap are examples of insectivorous plants, and Cuscuta is a parasite. Life cycle of plants has two distinct phases: the diploid sporophytic and haploid gametophytic that alternate with each other. This phenomena is called alternation of generation. Kingdom Animalia. Animals are a major group of mostly multicellular eukaryotic organisms of the kingdom Animalia or metazoa. Their body plan eventually becomes fixed as they develop, although some undergo a process of metamorphosis later on in their life. Most animals are motile, meaning they can move spontaneously and independently. Animals are also heterotrophs, meaning they must ingest other organisms for sustenance. They directly or indirectly depend on plants for food. They digest their food in an internal cavity and store food reserves as glycogen or fat. Their mode of nutrition is holozoic by ingestion of food. Many animal phyla appeared in the fossils record as marine species during the Cambrian explosion about 542 million years ago. This kingdom is characterized by heterotrophic eukaryotic organisms that are multicellular and their cells lack cell walls. They follow a definite growth pattern and grow into adults that have a definite shape and size. Viruses, viroids and lichens. Viruses are the simplest forms of life. They are acellular. Viroids are small single-stranded circular RNA molecules which infect higher plants. Lichens are composite organisms consisting of a symbiotic association of a fungus, the mycombionт, with a photosynthetic partner, the photobionт or phycobionт, usually either a green algae, commonly Tribauxia, or Cyanobacterium, commonly nostoc. Viruses. A virus is a small infectious agent that can only replicate inside the cells of another organism. The viruses are non-cellular organisms that are characterized by having an inert, crystalline structure outside the living cell. Viruses infect all types of organisms, from animals and plants to bacteria and archaea. Viruses are obligate parasites. Along with proteins, viruses also contain genetic material that could be either RNA or DNA. No virus contains both RNA and DNA. Viruses that infect plants have single-stranded RNA, and viruses that infect animals have either single or double-stranded RNA or double-stranded DNA. Bacterial viruses or bacteriophages are usually double-stranded DNA viruses. The protein coat called capsid is made of small subunits, that is, capsomeres, which protects the nucleic acid. These capsomeres are arranged in helical or polyhedral geometric forms. Viruses cause diseases like mumps, smallpox, herpes, and influenza. AIDS in humans is also caused by a virus. In plants, the symptoms can be mosaic formation, leaf rolling and curling, yellowing and vein clearing, dwarfing, and stunted growth. Viroids. About 30 distinct types of viroids have been identified, differing from viruses in being naked RNA molecules. Viroids are plant pathogens that consist of a short stretch, a few hundred nucleobases of highly complementary, circular, single-stranded RNA without the protein coat that is typical for viruses. The smallest discovered is a 220 nucleobase scRNA, that is, small cytoplasmic RNA, associated with the rice yellow mottle sorbemovirus, that is, RYMV. It was found to be a free RNA. It lacked the protein coat that is found in viruses, hence the name viroid. The RNA of the viroid was of low molecular weight. Viroids were discovered and given this name by Theodor Otto Diener, a plant pathologist at the Agricultural Research Service in Maryland in 1971. Viroid RNA does not code for any protein. The replication mechanism involves RNA polymerase II, an enzyme normally associated with synthesis of messenger RNA from DNA, which instead catalyzes rolling circle synthesis of a new RNA using the viroid's RNA as template. The first viroid to be identified was the potato spindle tuber viroid, that is PSTVD. Some 33 species have been identified. Lichens. Lichens occur in some of the most extreme environments on Earth: Arctic tundra, hot desert, rocky coasts, and toxic slag heaps, as epiphytes on leaves and branches in rainforests and temperate woodland, on bare rock, including walls and gravestones, and on exposed soil surfaces, called colema, in otherwise mesic habitats. Lichens are of three types: crotose, fruticose, foliose. Lichens are composite organisms consisting of a symbiotic association of a fungus, that is, the mycobiont, with a photosynthetic partner, that is, the photobiont or phycobiont. Usually either a green algae, that is, Triboggia, or cyanobacterium, that is, nostoc. Lichens are widespread and may be long-lived. Many species are also vulnerable to environmental disturbance and may be useful to scientists in assessing the effects of air pollution, ozone depletion, and metal contamination. Lichens have also been used in making dyes and perfumes, as well as in traditional medicines. Algae prepare food for fungi, and fungi provides shelter and absorb mineral nutrients and water for its partner. Association of lichen is so close that when seen in nature, one would never imagine that they had two different organisms within them. Lichens are very good pollution indicators. They do not grow in polluted areas. Did you know? The name virus was given by Pasteur. D.J. Ivanovisky, 1892, recognized certain microbes as casual organism of the mosaic disease of tobacco. Summary. Let us summarize what we have learned. The plantae includes all eukaryotic chlorophyll-containing organisms. Algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and angiosperms are included in this group. The life cycle of plants exhibit alteration of generations, gametophytic and sporophytic generations. The heterotrophic eukaryotic multicellular organism lacking a cell wall are included in the kingdom Animalia. The mode of nutrition of these organisms is holozoic. They reproduce mostly by the sexual mode. Some acellular organisms like viruses and viroids as well as the lichens are not included in the five kingdom system of classification.